right? That's also part of the strong delusion. We know we talk about evolution being part of the strong delusion. When the mark of the beast kingdom, there's so many different things, the flat earth, deception of the round earth and all that. That's part of the strong delusion, deceiving world, deceiving the whole world, deceiving the masses. And then we have spiritual deceptions and strong delusions in the churches, that you can't stop sinning. That's part of a strong delusion. There's many different components to what God is sending into the world to trap people in a lie. God's literally going to let them be trapped in a lie. He's sending the trap into the world, and many people in churches are falling into these same traps. There's many components to this strong delusion. It's not one thing. You can't point to something and go, that's the strong delusion, even though that may be part of the strong delusion. What? The CERN project and so on and so forth. All kinds of things make up this global, universal deception that's coming into the world. And religious doctrine in the churches, convincing people that they're born again when they're not. That's a strong delusion. Can you imagine thinking you're born again and not being born again? Can you understand that that's part of the strong delusion? Absolutely, it's part of the strong delusion. Thinking that you're saved and you can't stop sinning? That's not true. I can't stop sinning, but I'm saved. That's a deception if I've ever heard one. So when I see myself struggle with sin, it makes me question my salvation. Yes, it does. It does. It really, really does. The answer to seeing God in my life is salvation. I want to see God in my life, in my heart, in my mind. I want to see the results of God living in me. Then I'll know. Then I will be confident, or more confident. I'll grow in assurance when I see God in me and I see God working in my life and in my behavior and in my mind, when I see Jesus manifesting through my members. When I see Jesus working through my members, then I will have more confidence. But the lukewarmness, the sin, the stubbornness, the laziness, the slothfulness, the negligence of obeying the things that I know better, that I've learned, is causing a big rift and a schism and a gap, a disconnection between me and the kingdom and me and God himself because of the behavior. There's sin, the sin that's in the way. And he's come to break that sin, but that sin can only be broken. Those walls, those strongholds, that bondage, that slavery, those obstacles, that sinful nature that's preventing me from being born again, he's come to break that. There's hope that God can break it in me. He can dissolve it in me. The power of the sinful man can be killed and crucified, and I believe that. And I feel like I've been close, and I feel like I have crucified that old man before. But he likes to rise back up. And the churches will tell you through a deceptive spirit that it's okay. He's always going to have power over you. So just give into it. That's a lie from hell. Because all that means is I'm going to continue to sin. And I'm going to continue to excuse it. And I'm going to continue to justify it. And I'm going to continue to practice it. And I can't see that as being true. That's not what the Bible teaches. That's not from God. That's from man. That is a work of man. A teaching from devils. There is a regenerated spiritual rebirth, a restoration that happens when you're born again. A brand new man emerges, and I've seen him. And I know he's there in me when I obey Jesus. He's the key, he's the way, he's the entrance, he's the answer. And that's the hope we have. And as long as we have hope, we can cry out to God and say, Lord, help me with my unbelief. Help me with my unbelief. Thinking that you're saved and you can't stop sinning? That's not true. Help me with my unbelief. So when I see myself struggle with sin, it makes me question my salvation. Yes, it does. Help me with my unbelief. The answer to seeing God in my life is salvation. I want to see God in my life, in my heart, in my mind. I want to see the results of God living in me. Then I'll know. Then I will be confident. Help me with my unbelief. I'll grow in assurance when I see God in me and I see God working in my life and in my behavior and in my mind, when I see Jesus manifesting through my members. Help me with my unbelief. Help me with my unbelief.